Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about how to find the syllabus in case you have misplaced it. So you pick up the syllabus the first day of class and we talk about it, and a lot of times you tuck it away and you never look at it again. So the ideally you go to biology this week. You can go to this no matter where you're at. Your parents can get to it. If you forgot how to get to biology this week, if you type in biology with Mrs. Babb, you will get there. And then you scroll down, there's the biology interactive syllabus right there. If for some reason you forgot how to get there, you can't figure out how to get to biology this week, you can also get there through Schoology. I'm going to assume that you know how to get to Schoology. And you clicked on your biology class, and you'll scroll down to the help folder, and you'll open up the help folder, and you will see the biology interactive syllabus is also there. So there's two ways to get to there. Schoology will also have everything else that we're going to be talking about today, and so will biology this week. Okay, so I like to keep it on biology this week as a secondary place because then your parents can also find it, whether or not they can get into Schoology or not. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move on to the syllabus. This one has a little bit more information than the one page that we picked up the first day of school. I'm only going to hit the most important parts, so don't worry. I'm not going to go through a whole lot of things that you don't want to see. Okay, so first of all, how do you contact me? There's my email right there. If you really need to call me or your parents need to call me, remember after school would be when you call me. Can't really pick up the phone during class. So there's the phone number here. You guys can also email me on Schoology. And Schoology, you guys should know that it's just a button right up here. Remember, if you're contacting me about something on Schoology, be very specific. Like, I can't find lesson such and such. When you're very vague about things, I have to spend a lot more time on it. And if I'm really busy, I may just be like, hey, can you tell me more? Because I'm really busy today. Okay, so there's contact information. There's my Weebly page. There's more about Schoology. There's our online textbook. Course materials, make sure you know that you need a binder because there is a binder grade. If you didn't know that, binders make up 10% of your grade. So make sure that you know that. Is it very important to keep your binder? There will be room to keep your binder in my classroom. So if you feel that you don't want to carry your binder, you're afraid that you're going to misplace it, you don't have to carry it around. You're very welcome to leave it in my classroom. Okay, so earbuds are very useful in case you need to watch or rewatch material during time when other people are doing other things. So make sure that you read the materials you need, check and see if you have them around the house already. Cell phones are not to be used on a regular basis. There may be times when it's useful to have your cell phones, maybe some work time when you can listen to music, but they are not going to be used on a regular basis in the class. And if you are using it inappropriately, your cell phone will be sent to the office. So make sure you take time to read the electronic policy and use your cell phone correctly. Assignments and grading policies. Like I mentioned, the binders are 10% of your grade. So enough that it helps your grade if you do it right. And I just want to see that the papers that we have in class are there and that you can find them yourself. I'm not a real big stickler on where did you have to have it in this order and you have to have this and you have to have that. In class work is 30% of your grade. We're not going to have a lot of stuff to do outside of class. So make sure that you are working in class and you're working with the people that you're supposed to be working with in class. And I think you're going to find biology a lot different this year. And then the assessments are 60% of your grade. So there's going to be some formal assessments, and then there's going to be some things that will be just me coming around talking to you guys. So assessments are quizzes, tests, and then just some small things that might be while you guys are working in class as well. Okay, we're not giving you busy work. The things that we are working on this year is going to be how to think about science. It's going to be very, very different than biology. Even if you took biology just last year in this school, we are doing this very differently. There will be ways to retake things. So if you are one of the people who don't do very well on assessments and you're freaking out about that 60%, don't freak out because we're going to be flexible. We want to see what you know, not whether or not you can take a test well. We want to see what you know. Behavior guidelines. We want you to be respectful towards not only us, but towards your fellow students, because you're going to be working with each other and you're going to be collaborating and talking to each other. So we want you to be nice, not only to us, but to the other students, and to be responsible, to come ready to work, to ask for help, to ask for papers, pencils, things that you need if you need them. Don't procrastinate on this stuff. This is our very first year doing these things called storylines. So be sure you understand that if you fall behind, it's probably going to be difficult for you doubly because we're trying to learn the best way to go through this as well. What are storylines? I say would introduce these storylines. So instead of having, the unit 1, nature of science, unit 2, the chemistry of biology, unit 3, whatever we did in unit 3, we're going to do what's going on in this thing in Africa, what's going on in this, what's going on here. And so here's just the 4 storylines. That's it, that we're going to do for the whole year. Okay. And so these are the types of questions that we're going to cover in that. And I know the questions may not be something that looks all that interesting, but let's focus just on the first one, storyline Africa. So in storyline Africa, we're going to focus on, this is just week 1 here, we're going to focus on a battle at Kruger, which is a specific place. And then we're going to follow a Pride of Lions and think about what's going on within this Pride of Lions. And we're going to follow this Pride of Lions for weeks. So this isn't like we're going to do this for 3 or 4 days and do something else for 3 or 4 days. The Africa storyline is going to be pretty much all of quarter 1. So it's an ongoing story. And we want to take that idea of what's going on throughout this storyline. And what will that look like? This is kind of what we follow. So this may be a little confusing for you guys. This has everything that we plan on doing in a rough timeline. If everything went absolutely perfectly, this has everything we're doing for the entire 9-week timeline for Africa. This, like I said, this is the first time we've done this, so we don't know exactly how many of these lessons we're doing. There's certain lessons we can skip and stuff. So don't focus on this and think, okay, I've got everything I need for the next 9 weeks. What I'm going to do is put it into this, and we're going to break it into Africa Meet the Lions and Africa Meet the Elephants is basically where we're at on, there's 2 parts to Africa because it's such a long unit. And then when you get here, I'll remind you that there's ways to figure out what lesson that you're supposed to be on. And then you can go and be like, okay, today we're doing lesson whatever, and you'll be able to click on that lesson, go to lesson 1. And you'll see, here's what we're doing on lesson 1. And if you look ahead, I haven't put the rest of the lessons in there yet. Okay, so remember, this is the first year we're doing it, and you'll see things like this. Hey, this is still under construction. Don't make a copy of it yet. I don't want to go too long on this, guys, so I'm going to stop here. And if you have questions, feel free to ask me in class, and I will talk to you soon.